calls the meeting to order. Terry, would you like to give a presentation?
Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the safety of our city during these recent storms. Please be with this board tonight as they make decisions to the best of their ability. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mayor Vernon. Here. Alderman Phillips. Here. Alderman Weaver. Alderman Crockett.
Here.
Alderman Walker.
Here.
Alderman Fair. Here. Alderman Benjamin.
Here.
City Minister Asbury.
Here.
Clerk Kenny, I'm here. Mayor Vernon, you have a quorum. Yes, sir. Consent agenda items, you should have 2 claims reports and those from the last minute. Thoughts, concerns?
I make a motion we approve the list and pay the bills. Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Citizen participation? Yes, you're welcome.
Phyllis Thorson, and I have a rental on South Grand that I've been trying to have a puddle taken care of. It's been over 6 months. I've talked to the city twice, and now with this past rain and stuff, I've got a new picture. It is still about 6 feet wide and about 8 inches deep. And whoever did it, I'd like it filled because I'd like to sell the house.
What's the address?
1107 South Grand.
Is it in your front yard or in the street?
It's in the front yard. Yes. It's not, it's, yes.
Is it from when somebody was boring, whenever they dug it up?
They dug it, whoever dug it, and then they put some grass and some dirt and grass on it. And the grass started growing, then someone came back and dug all that stuff up and left a great big divot.
So this is gonna be from Socket then?
I have no idea.
That's the
I don't
only
remember.
company that's been over there, so I will contact him tomorrow and let him know.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Anyone else? On it? Yeah.
Lonnie Dillon. I just want to come here and thank Randy and the city for everything they did with our fire at our shop and try to answer any questions if you guys might have any, with regard to cleanup and stuff like that. We're trying to be as proactive as we can, but everybody knows how to deal with insurance. We did get the approval with the insurance company to start some cleanup. Some things were not allowed to touch yet. So as soon as we get the bid process, hopefully by next week, we'll start getting everything cleaned up as we can. So just kind of want to let you guys know and just tell the city, thank you guys very much for being out there as quick as you can. I know with Fifth Street being blocked off still, and it's kind of hard for firefighters to get there. But we're going to get it cleaned up and rebuild and be stronger than ever. So if you guys have any questions, I answer whatever I can for.
You're up and running again, right? From what I hear? Good deal.
Is everyone okay?
Nobody got hurt, did they?
Everybody's good. We just lost a bunch of material and equipment. But we're strong. We'll come back. I just said we were working the next day. So.
Glad everybody's okay.
All right.
Appreciate you being here.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Lonnie.
you. Anyone else?
Shelby Scott.
Guys should have a letter from Shelby.
So this is why I'm here. I sent a letter to the board asking if I could remain in my current position with the city while I run for the Miller County Recorder of Deeds position.
So you all know this is in an ordinance in code.
Correct.
That she has to let us know that she's running for this office, and ask permission to continue to do what she's doing.
I make a motion to order back, please.
Second.
All in favor? Yep, continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And we hope
Would
you
you like
get
us
stuck
to-
with us.
Would you like us to ask you some questions? to
No,
make you feel
please
better?
no.
Okay. That's on you.
Anyone If not, I don't believe we have any old business, so Chief Vernon, would you like to give any update, if you got any sleep yet?
We're busy, we've been over to Lonnie's place all three, ever since Sunday, every day we got hit and miss spots that are still popping up every once in a while. But, we've kind of made a big mess over there. We have to pull that insulation out and get to it. So, part of the mess is our fault. We have to get to it, put it out, so. But, yeah, I'll be glad to see him rebuild back there.
Do you mind telling everyone how many people we had on mutual aid? How many did you have to?
I had 73 firefighters, 21 was Eldon, the rest were mutual aid. There was, I didn't even count how many there was 11, I think. Yeah.
Okay, maybe should ask, everyone on board knows what happened, right? Does everyone know? Okay, just making sure. No, okay. So LRC is a company that's kind of back on 5th Street. It's an insulation company, and it caught on fire. And if you guys were around town, you might have seen smoke. That's what it was. It was an insulation company thing, so everybody got out. They were on it pretty quick. 1:32? I'm trying to think, what was the time frame?
We got toned out at 1:56.
Okay. So about that time, and they were there until, I don't know what time they ended up.
It was 8:30
The storm
or so.
came in, and I don't know, maybe the storm was a little bit of a blessing. I don't know. So, they've been out there a lot, still out there, it sounds like, so.
We also had some area businesses donate food and things like that to the firefighters as well.
Yeah, Casey's donated a bunch of stuff. Pizza Hut gave us a pretty good deal on some pizzas. A lot of people brought water. And,
Lonnie's family brought
yeah, Lonnie's
food.
family brought food over.
It's a good deal. I mean, a lot of community people helped in a bad situation. A lot of people kind of stepped up, so it's a good thing. Okay, Chief Kidwell's not here.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I noticed on Facebook that I think Christina or somebody, maybe Annie, posted that your Volunteer of the Year award survived. So I would just like to say that since I have known the Dillons, they volunteer for everything, they donate to everything, they participate in everything. If you need it done, you just ask them and they do it. So I think it's kind of cool that the community's giving back. I think it speaks volumes to your grit and your team that you're already up and running and you already had it figured out. So I think you should be commended and respect, lots of respect for you and your team leader.
I want to say the car tinting place next door, Steve,
Yeah.
what his last name is, he donated, well, he allowed us to use his building for rehab, so they wouldn't be out in the sun before the storm came through, so he was very gracious, because it was raining in his building and.
Lots of tracks.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Okay, Steve?
We've been getting a lot of rain. So we're a little behind on a lot of our projects we've been trying to get going. We did get some rock hauled up for the trail. We have not got to spread it out due to the fact of it won't stop raining now. And Show and them has been working heavily on water taps and water leaks. So we've had a lot of sewer calls, so.
Can I ask, I went down 8th Street the other day, I'm a little surprised. Has that been fixed or filled?
They're not completed with it. We was assisting a local plumber on that. They're trying to get to the sewer. The sewer's over 14 foot deep. They run into problems with it on Friday night. So we filled it full of rock and rolled it in. But unfortunately, with the big storm rolling in and everything that happened, it settled pretty quick on us and we had to run out there in the middle of the night.
I need some cones or something, cause I
Well,
didn't
we
see
put
it.
steel plates over it too now.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, great, that sounds good.
So.
Cause my little car just.
Steve, do you have like bump signs or anything like that? Cause I noticed that there weren't any when I.
No, we don't, but we can order some, but we had 4x8 signs out and people running around them and barricades and everything else. But I will gladly put them out, but we was having a hard time even doing our jobs.
Well,
And-
that should help.
And I know that ditch got their attention, unfortunately, but we was having a hard time even getting people to slow down when we was doing the project with the local plumber. We had people drive through yards, around people's yards, just to go around their stuff. It was a hard one to work on. But I will definitely order some more bump signs. We had a few, but something happened to them. But we'll order some more.
How we doing on the water meters?
So water meters, when we initially started the first year, we were at over 400. Before it rained, we were at 230. So, I mean, it's getting there slowly but surely. Zach's doing a really good job of swapping them out. And, I mean, we're getting there.
David? Nothing wrong with City Hall, fully staffed again, getting cranked up. Perfect. All right, new business, bill number 37, this is certifying the election results. Any discussion? No changes on the board. Chief Kidwell. Any questions?
Make a motion to put ordinance number 37, 2026 on its first reading as the clerk read by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 37-2026, an ordinance declaring the results of the general municipal election held in the city of Eldon, Missouri on April 7th, 2026.
I make a motion to suspend the rules and put ordinance number 37, 2026 on its second and final reading as the clerk read by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 37-2026, an ordinance declaring the results of the general municipal election held in the city of Eldon, Missouri on April 7th, 2026. Alderman Phillips.
Yes.
Alderman Weaverly. Alderman Crockett.
Aye.
Alderman Walker.
Yes.
Alderman Fair.
Yep.
Alderman Benjamin.
Yes.
Mayor, you have enough ayes and passage and approval.
Now declare bill number 37, 2026 to be ordinance 37, 2026. Okay, time to swear everybody back.
Let's go. Stand in the front. How do I want to do this? Yes. Hold those so you can read it off if you'd like, or just repeat after me.
No, I don't.
Should.
Yep, I know.
Sure enough.
Do you have your camera?
I don't, yeah.
Oh, that's okay, we don't need it.
Everybody ready?
Yep.
And raise your right hand. I state your name.
Brian Phillips,
You solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
and the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
laws of fourth-class cities,
laws of fourth-class cities,
and the ordinances of the city of Eldon.
and the ordinances of the city of Eldon,
I will faithfully demean myself in the office of,
and that I will faithfully demean myself in the office of
which I was elected,
which I was elected
7th day of April 2026.
7th day of April 2026.
Congratulations, you're all.
There you go.
Okay, so now I've got an appointment of a bunch of offices. I'd like to appoint David McKinney, for city clerk. Are there any other nominations? If not, I'll ask for a
Make a
motion.
motion that we appoint David McKinney as city clerk.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Deputy city clerk, I'd like to nominate Destiny Tunis. Any other nominations? If not, I'll ask for a motion.
Make a motion that we nominate Destiny Dennis for city, deputy city clerk.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Okay, appointment of deputy collector, help me out here, Brian, okay, easily.
I tried to try.
You tried, I just wanna make sure. Any other nominations?
What's your last name?
Easily. Is there a motion?
Make a motion that we nominate Brianna Easley as deputy clerk.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Appointment of city prosecutor and city attorney Christopher Rohr. Any other nominations? for a motion.
Make a motion, we nominate Christopher Roy as the city prosecutor and city attorney.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Okay, time to swear in everybody now.
Your turn.
My turn. Okay, I state your name. I, David McKinney, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States. Solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Missouri. The Constitution of the State of Missouri, laws of four class cities, and the ordinances of the City of Eldon. And that I will faithfully demean myself in the office of. City clerk. For which I was appointed on the 28th day of April 2026.
Which I was appointed the 28th day of April 2026.
Okay, bill number 38. Bill number 38 is changing the compensation for the city attorney and the city prosecutor. Any questions or concerns on this one?
Make a motion with the ordinance number 38, 2026 on its first reading, as city clerk read it by title only.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 38-2026, an ordinance amending chapter 115, Mayor and Board of Aldermen, Rules of Order and Procedure, Municipal Code of the City of Eldon, Missouri, by revising section 115.490, compensation.
I make a motion to suspend the rules to ordinance number 38, 2026 on its second and final reading, as city clerk read it by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 38-2026, an ordinance amending chapter 115, Mayor and Board of the Aldermen, Rules of Order and Procedure, Municipal Code of the City of Eldon, Missouri, by revising section 115.490, compensation. Alderman Phillips.
Yes.
Alderman Weaver. Alderman Crockett.
Aye.
Alderman Walters.
Yes.
Alderman Fair.
Yep.
Alderman Benjamin.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, you have no ayes and passage and approved.
I declare bill number 38, 2026 to be ordinance 38, 2026. 39, 2026 is a lot split. It's on Colorado, right?
It's on Colorado and 15th Street.
Any concerns with this one? Did the PNC have any concerns with this one? No.
So there's no issue with the meeting.
No issues with PNC.
Are they all our ones? The old?
I don't know, how many lots this one's getting split into?
I remember that.
Been all four tracks.
This little bitty piece. You pull that one up, cause that one's got a weird little, yeah.
It wraps around the tree.
Wondering if that's wide enough to put a house facing 15th, or if it has to just kind of.
It didn't look like it.
It is gonna be on its own, it's just, but that may make sense, maybe they're gonna sell that to, next to it.
How wide is it? Can you see how wide it is?
50,
Okay, so it's not wide enough to even put a property in.
but the school owns, it looks like the school
Yeah,
owns
school owns
that.
that. Mm-hmm.
And then the church has that piece. Yeah, maybe, I would think so. I mean, that makes sense, according to the church, too.
That should be 5 tracks.
Good. There you go. Good deal. Is there a motion?
Exactly what I was thinking.
motion to put ordinance 39-2026 on its first reading and ask the city clerk to read it by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 39-2026, an ordinance approving the lot split at Colorado Ave next to the east side of Sunday God Church as authorized by section 405.320 of the municipal code of the city of Eldon, Missouri.
Make a motion to suspend the rules and put ordinance 39-2026 on its second and final reading and ask the city clerk to read it by title only.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 39-2026, an ordinance approving the lot split at Colorado Ave next to the east side Assembly of God Church as authorized by section 405.320 of the municipal code of the city of Eldon, Missouri. Alderman Phillips.
Yes.
Alderman Weaver. Alderman Crockett.
Aye.
Alderman Walker.
Yes.
Alderman Fair. Alderman Benjamin.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, you have enough ayes and passage and approval.
And I declare bill number 39-2026 to be ordinance 39-2026. Okay, 40 is another lot split. This one's on Godfrey. What's on that right now? It's just a little shed. There's something there, but I can't tell what it is. They splitting this into two.
Yeah.
This one as well. Oh, I don't see a plan map on it. Okay.
I make a motion to put ordinance number 40-2026 on its first reading and ask the city clerk to read it by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 40-2026, an ordinance approving the lot split at North Godfrey Street as authorized by section 405.320 of the municipal code of the city of Eldon, Missouri.
I make a motion to suspend the rules and put ordinance number 40-2026 on its second and final reading and ask the city clerk to read it by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Bill number 40-2026, an ordinance approving the lot split at North Godfrey Street as authorized by section 405.320 of the municipal code of the city of Eldon, Missouri. Alderman Phillips.
Yes.
Alderman Weaver. Alderman Crockett.
Aye.
Alderman Walker.
Yes.
Alderman Fair. Alderman Benjamin.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, you have enough ayes and passage and approval.
Now I declare bill number 40-2026 to be ordinance 40-2026.
We received a letter from the Missouri Department of Natural Resources this week. As you all probably know, we had our annual inspection last month, and some of the findings came back unsatisfactory, so I asked Steve to come and talk to you all about what those were and what we are doing to correct those.
Which item? I'll start with the one right off the bat is when we replace a well motor, in the past, we've never had to fill out a DNR construction permit. Now they're wanting us to. So that's a simple fix. We can just fill that out. Some of the others, we're just going to update some of the people on our emergency list. And Jonathan today had a meeting with a gentleman because they would like to see us go to GIS on a lot of our mapping systems and stuff. And on our old maps, it's hard to color code when we're going to actually maintain a valve, or when we turn the valve. It's hard to write all that down on a piece of paper and actually be able to read everything we're doing. With this type of system, you know, you can pull it up, type that particular hydrant in. They want to see more stuff like that. On the other violation, we had a water study done last year. I think it's when we finished it up, or a year and a half ago, wasn't it, Mandy?
The lead service line?
Yeah.
It was finished up last year.
And there was more to that than we was all aware of. When the contractor and the engineer hired the company, they come in, they went and inspected all the services in town. There was 900 of them total they could not get a hold of. So each year that we have to send out a letter to these people and asking them to let us in there to get pictures of it, and then notify them of what we found, and then notify DNR. So we got to try to narrow that list down every year. And they, you know, there's different ways of approaching that. So And there's other recommendation is one of the pumps at well 4, they would like to see us upgrade it because it's a 500,000 gallon storage tank, and we can pump basically 1,500 gallons per minute out of the booster pump, but the well itself can only produce 200 gallons of water per minute. So they would like to see that a lot larger well, but I can give you some hard numbers on that, but I can tell you right now it's going to be rather expensive.
So Steve, looking at this, we've got 4 unsatisfactory findings, right? The emergency plan, hydrant inspection program.
And we've been using the fire department for that, but they're also wanting a maintenance ideal program on top of it. So we're just got to add to it. And
Construction permit.
Yep. That's what I was talking
And then
about.
the other one was the lead. And then there are a ton of recommendations. What cables are hooked to the ladders?
If you climb most of the towers, you'll go like in Checkerboard Tower, you'll see a communication.
Our own internal stuff?
No, that's, is it
Okay,
Beast?
they ran off the top of the towers.
Yeah.
Cables and like,
Yeah, and one other recommendation, they don't like the ladder at the ground storage tank. They think it needs to be a little wider.
yeah, I saw that too.
I mean, them are all recommendations. That's something maybe we can approach when we're redoing the tower or, doing maintenance there.
What about the hatches? Is that something that's easy to fix? Is that something?
On the hatches, all the hatches up there, we have all the data from Ozark applicators on that. So only other hatch they're talking about is the main doors that as you go in.
And then the roof vents, is that just something we just need to extend?
Yeah.
Is that easy to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
As I said, a lot of it's recommendations, and some of it, if you go into industrial park, it's hard to change it because the well's inside the tower. I know it's not the ideal situation, but, we have to deal with what we've, done years ago, and that's, in order to change that, you would have to re-drill a well. So
I look at these recommendations similarly to where, like our audits, because
Right.
there'll be recommendations for a while, but then they become, that we're out of compliance. How long have these been recommendations?
well, this is the first year I've had any of these.
Same for the wastewater.
They're
They did the exact same thing to me. I had like 18 recommendations.
So is 57% water loss normal for us, or is that just a crazy year last year?
We've had a lot of crazy year. We have a high water loss, but we're working on trying to get that under control.
Because they're saying we should be at 10, and 57 to 10 is.
We should be no more than 15%. We got a 15% variance.
It's been that high since I've been on, because
Has
we
it been
talked about it a
57?
long time ago.
So, here's my opinion, I think number 10 would be the most concerning, because that would be where we were losing money. So if we were gonna take any action, I think we should prioritize them in the order of money versus what's nice to have. The second thing I would say is, it's been my experience in my other job, when you get audited, the reason they make recommendations is because there's not a law they can point to say you're not doing it correctly. It's like a genie wish list.
That's exactly
And
what
we
the
all
inspector
have
told me.
those. So I think if we decide to show we're doing something, these might be recommendations for a long time. It takes about a year to change a law, so we're probably safe depending on how often they do these. But if we're gonna tackle any of them, I would say number 10 first.
No sense of water loss, by the way.
So we have been making, some changes, we'll go ahead and speak to that, at City Hall with, in how we report our bulk water. Because there for a while, we weren't reporting bulk water. We also have water that the city uses that doesn't get billed. And so that's another thing. And then, like the companies that are coming in, we're including that on there too. So it is getting a little bit better. We're just by including those particular things. But we also have, there's a lot of other issues, and it's been like that since, and that was one of the first things that Don talked to me about was the water loss situation that we have. So.
And like the cables, we could either do the biggest dollars or the lowest hanging fruit. That to me seems like, we'll take them down. Like, is that possible?
I couldn't
Take the
hear.
cables
The
off?
cables on the ladder.
I mean, we'd have to cancel the contracts or whatever the city has with these companies that are like industrials, 911.
Can we move them?
It's not just a moving them someplace else?
We could try to remove them, put magnets on the outside, but most of these are on the side of the ladders. Like a lot of them, we got magnets on in the storage tank. There's magnets, and the cables are running up the side, and we have some on the other tires too. So checkerboard's the main one, I believe. It has the cables attached to the ladder.
I mean, is it where they walk or where they climb?
No, they're on the side.
Cause that's what they're saying.
So I wonder if one of those contracts are up, those companies, if we don't look at saying, hey, we'll do it, but you're gonna have to do it the way that we need you to do it.
Yep. I mean, I think these are good things to work towards if we can add something in our budget, but the water loss thing would be the most concerned, because that would be, I mean, I don't know what they're looking at, if they're looking at just operational or financial, but that would be an administrative concern that would put it at risk.
Yeah, the other things, the actual unsatisfactory findings, there's not a lot there.
And they're gonna find something because that's their job.
He actually told me that those suggestions aren't laws, he can't make us do them when he did me. But he said that's something, the next time they come, they wanna see that you're working towards implementing.
Any other questions?
Have those, all the wells had new meters put on them? Cause I know back when we first.
We've done every well but one, correct?
Yeah, because the one's a little different checkerboard. It's not just how, you know, our meters are, they're straight. This one, the old one is up in a 90. Well, they don't make a meter like that, so we're gonna have to rebuild most of what's in that pump.
We gotta replumb it.
Can we pinpoint which well the water loss is coming from?
Well, your water losses come from everywhere. I'd say one of the reasons it was so high this past year is it's where our meters really started dying. We had almost 100 water lines hit, not plus the other 40 we fixed that naturally, you know, just popped. So I'd say that's where a lot of our water loss came. I mean, there was 5 or 6 times where town was almost empty of water. I mean, that's 1 million gallons right there each time. So I'd say that's where a lot of it came from. That and the meters.
Last year was very high. I think 2024, we were closer to the low 40s, as far as percentage goes. And so, and some of it was with I know the spreadsheets and things that I look at, we weren't getting accurate reads on the wells, and so that throws off your numbers as well. And so,
I think this year and years to come, with us being more proactive on the meters and whatnot, I think it's gonna be quite a bit lower this year than it was last year.
Write that down.
I'm trying.
Say it again.
I'm glad you said think, John. Think.
Jonathan said, he promises.
I didn't promise nothing. Said I'm trying.
Is there a way to get like an
Quote that in the
average,
paper.
like what average,
Like the last 10 years? Or?
for like cities around us? Because
Oh.
I would bet a lot of cities aren't hitting the 10%.
That's a good question. I mean,
Like, would DNR have that? Should be public record.
should be.
or rural water, they might have something.
Because it might make it a little less like, ugh, if everybody's average is in the 30s or 40s.
How often do you guys talk to rural water?
Quite a bit here lately.
Do you mind asking them next time if they've
Yeah.
got an average, kind of the towns our size? That might
Yeah,
be-
I've talked to several smaller towns, but, you know, I know some of them are only running 2 or 3%, but you're only running a quarter of the meters that we are. And I've come to you several times in the past, and we found a leak, and it's right above a sewer main, and it's running in the sewer main and never even surfaces. We just accidentally run across it.
It was not too long ago.
I mean, maybe if they could just give us an average of surrounding towns or
Right.
comparable sized towns, like citizen-wise or housing-wise or meter-wise or whatever, something to compare to so we know where we rate. Because if we rate way down here, that's a bigger concern than if we're right in the same family with everybody else, then we all have a problem, but it's a similar problem.
Well, there's a lot of questions to ask when you're asking that question, because you wanna know if they've updated their water system.
Yeah.
And that's the key question right there. If they've updated their water system, they're gonna have a lot less water loss because they have newer lines. And it's just off, we have a lot of old lines. And then, like I said, a lot of times we run across leaks that we didn't know we even had by working on a sewer or working on something else, and we run across it. There's a lot of different know, but I will gladly find out and give you the information.
Other concerns, questions?
I know it's a bummer, but you guys should be really proud, because these things are not that bad of a fix. These are easy fixes.
Correct.
Yeah, but the general public doesn't see it that way when they read it.
I know.
Very true.
Yeah.
Alderman, Alderwomen?
I do.
Lonnie has.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I just have a question. Like where I live on South Florida Street, it could be no rain for a month, and I constantly have water ran down our street, right across the crack of the street, with water pouring out of it all the time. Is that part of the water loss problem? Where does that water come from?
No, so that one that's on the side of the street where your house is, somebody's got a sump pump sticking out there, and I don't know why their pump runs so much, but there's a sump pump coming out on your side of the street, and then the other side, we've looked at it since I started here. Sometimes it's dry, sometimes it's wet, and the water main's not even over there. There's no water line there on that side anyway.
We just don't know where it's coming from.
We've been over all over South Aurora. You know, it wasn't too long ago, we was over there, actually. A neighbor called in and complaining about their own sewer backing up, and it actually went down over the hill, cut across the neighbor's yard, and actually surfaced in their yard and run down South Aurora. So we've found a lot of things over there, but we've not found the true culvert. But one thing about South Aurora, everything above you all runs down, and it's a draw, and everything comes through there, and it's all rock. That's another problem with South Aurora, because we have an 8-inch water main down there, and it's buried in solid rock. We have a hard time even working on it, and everything surfaces right down where you're at, all the way through there. I mean, from the top to the bottom.
The only thing I have really quickly is we had a fire hydrant meeting on the 27th, and everybody was there, full committee was in attendance. We talked about 4 fire hydrants that are gonna be our top priorities. One on Jones, one on Manor and North, one on High Street, and that one, we volunteered you to ask about a hot tap, and I know you're working on that.
Yep.
So, whatever you find out, that there were questions today, so whatever you find out, and then the last one's on Mill and Denfrey. So, we just wanna be able to show that we're doing something and getting something accomplished, because we set that committee up, and I don't want people to think we're not. Y'all been just a little bit busy, so.
Well, the biggest problem we're having with that one, I'm waiting on them to give me an answer back, is the cast iron line.
Yep.
And I'm waiting for them, because it's like when we tap it, where the regular tapping saddle and not shut the water main down, you're at higher risk of the line cracking.
Yep.
And it blows out the side on you, and so now you just defeated the purpose of what you was trying to do.
Well, and, I don't believe, unless Mandy corrects me, that we spent any money out of that, so if we have to pay the cost out of that, that makes sense, but to fix that hydrant, whatever the hot tap costs, but that's something we can't shut the main down, so we have to fix it. The other thing we talked about, not knowing what the budget allowed, but because they're really busy and it feels like the hydrants kind of get pushed to the side, because if there's a leak or shouldn't be a high priority. If you have a line busted, you shouldn't be going to work on a fire hydrant. But we thought, is there a way to do like a 20-hour overtime per month limit, where they could work on those like on a Saturday and dedicate a Saturday to that? I don't know if that's in the budget. It's just something. I know our budget is really hard there, so we were just trying to brainstorm some ideas to maybe get like maybe one a month done, like something every month, even if it's just fixing something. And I know they're busy.
Yeah, I think that's a.
Sorry, we were even thinking for the 20 hours, if we had to, well, we know we have like, I think it was 36,000 for the fire hydrants, that piece.
32.
32, so just thinking even just adding those overtime hours through that 32, I don't know if that's possible, if we can contribute since it's part of the project, I don't know what that looks like.
Doing that. So, Jonathan and I spoke a couple of weeks ago at staff meeting about how we need to start showing progress on the hydrants, because we spent the money from last year, we haven't spent any from it from this year. And so, we have talked about that, and then again yesterday, we talked about how, we just need to do our best to prioritize some time for that. Obviously, it's not always gonna work out because we do have emergencies, but
Absolutely.
if we can do a better job of prioritizing specific time for that. I'm not a huge fan of scheduled overtime because especially with our water department, you never know what's gonna happen.
Absolutely, and
Especially in April, you know?
Absolutely.
And so, scheduling overtime is not something that I would be interested in doing right now, unless it becomes a problem later in the year. So I think that's kind of where I sit right now, but
That's
obviously,
perfect. And I mean,
you
you
all
can
have
always reassess
authority over that, so.
towards the end of the year, and if there's not been a ton, then we have some extra wiggle room. I would like to at least, and I know the progressing is what it is. The other two things I have really quick, three things I have really quickly. One, there's a hydrant that's blocked by a fence. And I asked Brian today to get with Randy and Jonathan and get the address to go check that out and just see if there's like a way to move the fence or what's going on with that, cause they can't use it. Randy, is it at 12th and Locust?
He is.
Yes?
Yes.
12th and Locust?
And I literally called Brian today and just said, hey, I told them I would ask you this today, and it's 4 o'clock, so I'm asking today. Just to go look at it at your earliest convenience. It's been that way, but that would be a problem if we needed to use that hydrant. They're not gonna like what happens. We plan to, once we figure out these 4, make a timeline of all the rest of them, to at least prioritize them in order so we know. Easiest or lowest hanging fruit or whatever. And the last thing is, do we need to put in place or have some kind of ordinance that requires contractors to use the certain fire hydrants that we're putting in or replacing them with, or like with 8-inch line? I know that the ones that were here said they were aware of that, but is there something that tells them they have to do that?
Well,
or
we
just
just
check
plan
it?
review, cause when it gets, when the plan gets reviewed by our engineer, he should make that recommendation. Is that correct, Steve?
Yeah.
That's my.
So we don't
my
necessarily
comment
need
with that.
an ordinance.
It doesn't
we just
necessarily
need
have to be an
make sure.
ordinance, because if we put something in ordinance with a specific brand, specific model, and we change it, then we have to change the ordinance.
Absolutely.
But if it has to be approved by our engineer based on what we require, then I think we're covered that way.
And that's all we wanted, was to make sure that we are up in the game. And that was it.
Perfect, thank you. It's good stuff. You probably need minutes of that meeting, right? Probably need minutes of that meeting.
If she wants to bring them up, she can, but I don't
What?
have a binder right now for the hydrant committee meeting.
Okay, do you want me to email you my minutes?
You can, I'll put a binder board up at City Hall.
Okay, I'll, see my corrections, then I'll email you the perfect copy.
Anything else, Alderman Alderwood?
If not, I'll ask for a motion to go into closed session as authorized by section 610.021, 1, legal issues, and 3, personnel.
Move we go into closed session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.